good to hear. I didn't know that. I hadn't know I hit 3,000 yet.
You just mentioned it. Just what does it feel like being in that company? Just playing that many snaps over here.
Yeah, just extremely grateful for that, for sure. That's a cool accomplishment, and definitely with the injury history that I've had and being taken away from the game a little bit, just fighting through. I think Blake Miller beat me there. It only took him, I think, maybe 3.5, 4 years. Well, it's taken me 6, but regardless, just really honored to have that, and just really thankful for the time that I've had here, and to think about playing 3,000 snaps, like I remember majority of them, but at the same time, it feels like I've just got here yesterday. So to think that I've played 3,000 already, and I'm wrapping up year 6 of my career here, it's pretty insane to think about, but very thankful.
What has this season been like for you? Just kind of some games like one snap, some games playing a lot of snaps. Like, what has that been like?
Yeah, it's been a little different this year. Came in, I played every game last year. I was healthy and felt really good, and I had a solid rotation going with Harris last year. We were kind of planning for the same thing this year and get some split reps at right guard, and then going into the season, fall camp, I think we talked about it last time I was in here, I kind of rolled my knee a little bit, and thankfully didn't tear anything, but strained it enough where I couldn't really get full motion and run on it. So that put me out for the first game, and then really the Troy game, I played a drive, and didn't feel great, but it felt good getting back out there. So kind of worked off that and worked back in a little bit, and then Syracuse, first play of the game, I go out there and fracture a rib. At the time I thought I got the wind knocked out of me, so tried to keep going, and then we got to halftime, and they scanned it and said they couldn't see anything on there at the time, just from the initial x-ray, but said it was good. Then I went back out there and warm-ups. It was hard to breathe. And then after like the first or second drive of the second, I was like, I pulled and hit somebody, and I was like, I can't play physical right now. Like this is killing me. So cut Thurman loose, thankfully, when we still had him, and got Thurman and Harris in there. And then just popped my calf on a conditioning, spring, popped my calf. So just some weird tweak injuries. But at the end of the day, like I mentioned this last time we had meetings, like we've got talent and we've got guys. So regardless of the weird injuries that I've had happen this season that are unfortunate, it's been a great opportunity for other guys to get out there and play, and it's been a great opportunity for me to lead off the field from a different position and still be extremely engaged in meetings and practice and coach up the younger guys and give them an opportunity to go play some more too. So just super thankful to be back on the field and working through now. But yeah, it's definitely been different with the 3 things I've had going on.
What was that like, kind of consistently dealing with a bunch of injuries but still trying to remain engaged and lead those younger guys as you were looking to?
It's kind of bittersweet because while it is unfortunate not being on the field, like it kills me not being out there, it's also so rewarding seeing the young guys go out there. Like we played, I'm trying to remember, so I cracked my rib versus Syracuse, and then I think the next week, then it was a bye week, and we had UNC. With UNC, I was ready to go, but they were still kind of holding me back a little bit. But Harris was out there. Harris played the entirety of the game and pulled on counter and went and just absolutely crushed a dude. And then go up to Boston College, and he goes out and you have a rip slide and pass pro, which is the 3-man zone side. And he goes out there and crushes the defense. And going out there, and even in practice, because when I go out, so Harris is now, instead of us rotating, he's now the orange right guard, and then the purple right guard is Ronan O'Connell. And seeing Rock get out there and just destroy people, and he's had a tough go at it too. He had back surgery in high school and then back surgery, I think, after the season last year. So seeing him be able to go out there and get reps, well, it's unfortunate. I wish I could be out there. It's so rewarding seeing those guys play and get that opportunity. So it's been a mixed emotions, but overall it's been a great season and a lot of learning and development.
Just talking about emotions. Coach Lee was telling us about the locker room after this last game, just like grown men like crying.
Yeah.
Like how emotional has it been? Like some of these games, ending games.
Yeah, it's been extremely emotional. I think the most emotional part for it is, for myself, is knowing how good we are, and just knowing the talent and the caliber of human that we have on this team and in that locker room. And it's not like I could sit up here and say like, oh, we're a national championship caliber team. It's like, talent-wise, yes, it hasn't clicked this season. That's on us. That's not on the coaches. That's not, I got off social media before the season, but everyone's on there, and people talk about, Garrett Riley or, this and that or the defense, but it's all on the players. Like, we're the ones going out there and actually doing it. So, I told Coach Riley before the game, I was like, you call whatever plays you want to call. I was like, put it on us. We're going to go get it done. And, just had some more opportunities to get it done. I think we played well on offense. A lot of stuff to clean up, especially up front with us. I thought we played good, but in certain situations, like we just got to go execute, and we got to get the extra touchdown instead of a field goal, and so we got to operate better. And but going back into the locker room and just knowing, like, I've never been 3-5 in my life playing football. At high school, we would beat everybody, and we'd make it to state, and I lost a state championship, or we'd lose in the playoffs. But never in the regular season was it a question of postseason opportunity. So it does hurt. My heart breaks for the students here. My heart breaks for the senior class of students, not just the football players, the student body, and the people in the town, the people who pour their heart into everything that we do in this facility and outside of this facility, the fans across the country and across the world, and for the younger guys. But at the end of the day, I don't play to an outcome. I don't play to whatever happens. So it is heartbreaking, but at the same time, we're 3-5. Whether we were 8-0, I'm still going to show up with the same mentality and operate the same way. My Monday is still my Monday. My Tuesday is my Tuesday. Nothing's going to change mentality-wise for me. So definitely emotional, and it definitely hurts being in that position. But there's such a great opportunity now, because I do believe that something like this, where you go from, I think preseason we were ranked maybe like number 4 or something, or these high hopes of playoffs and national championship run, to such a different position in November, where you're looking at, now we're fighting to make a bowl game, and it's just such a different shift, where this is such a good opportunity for leadership and for me to, put the young guys under my wing and all the other leaders on this team. Because what we've talked about all year and all summer is how good this leadership is. Like, we've got so many leaders on this team. Well, now this is the perfect opportunity to show that. It's easy to lead when you're undefeated and going into November, making a run for the playoffs and everything. It's really hard to lead when you're 3-5, and it's hard to show up on Monday with a smile after a game like that and, tell guys like, all right, it's Monday, like, let's get back to work. We've got a chance to go win this week. But that's the reality of it. And like I talked about, this is my 6th season, and this is my last one, unfortunately. Like I said, I would play more here if I could, but I would say my mindset going forward is I've got one more night game at home, and then I've got 2 more home games for my entire career, and I've got 4 more promised to play here at Clemson. So I try not to think about that too much. I just stay day to day and stay focused on it. But at the end of the day, that is a reality that I'm living in, and got one more night game, and then it's senior day, and then be making my way out of here. But like I said, nothing changes. Whether we're 3-5 or we're 8-0, the mentality is still the same. So while it is emotional and it does hurt a little bit, but we just keep going back to work, because we got a game this weekend too, and they don't care about what happened last weekend.
Offensively, what can this group pull from to kind of secure some momentum in these final 4 games?
Yeah, I thought we played good up front. I thought we played physical. I thought we played fast. Shout out to Big Jacobs. He got in there at left guard for his first start at guard. That's extremely hard to do. We've asked him to play left tackle and left guard, and he went out there and played really well. And we just got to keep building off of it. We got to keep executing. We got to keep playing fast. We got to keep playing hard. Bring the effort plays, and because certain things like that. Like, there was a play where we run out on power, and I think Tonio had the ball, and we all run to the pile and push the pile. It's stuff like that builds momentum, and builds momentum in the game. That when the defense sees it, that's stuff that they don't want to go against, and that can totally shift the momentum in a game. So, like I said, we went back to work this week, and we're going to have a good practice today and just keep building off what we had last week.
You mentioned you being here for 6 years. You've seen, I guess, the highs and the lows of Clemson football. Just Coach Winnie kind of mentioned that maybe the preseason noise kind of affected the team early on in the season. Did you kind of see that Did you kind of see that kind of impacting the team early on in the season?
Yeah, that's a hard question, because I can tell you what you never know there's so many guys, you never know what they're really thinking or what guys are thinking. But I can tell you what I did see is this summer. Insane work ethic, insane buy-in from the guys, and it's we had a championship off season, and so that's what I talk about from the players that we have on roster here and the work that we put in leading up to the season, in camp, and even throughout the season. You go watch practice. I think Coach talked about this the other day. Like, you would have no idea whether we were 3-5 or 8-0 if you come to practice. Practice is extremely fast, physical. It gets chippy, and so. Before the season, I can't sit here and say what guys are thinking. Maybe, and some people, I'm sure, of course, you always think like, all right, preseason 4, like we're about that, but that's something that you earn from the season before. Nothing carries over. I don't think there's anything wrong with having that confidence, but I don't think anything was affected necessarily. Like, oh yeah, we're just going to show up and win. But like I said, we haven't executed as players. That's what we are where we are because of the players, because of us. That's fully on us. So we had a great offseason. We had a great summer and camp, and that might have affected some guys. But at the end of the day, we gotta keep working and keep fighting and put it on us and take accountability for it.
Looking forward to next week, Florida State has one of the highest yards per game on offense. What do you guys, kind of going off this question, but what do you guys looking at specifically on offense, just like Duke game, to kind of keep your offense high powered to match what Florida State in this spring?
Yeah, it's going to be tough, because that's what I said. Like, in response to his question, like, it was emotional, it's tough, but at the same time, like, you got Florida State coming in here. That's a rivalry game. That's a tough game every year. That's always one of the most physical games of the year, and no doubt who they have. They do a great job recruiting and getting guys in there that play really well, and they play really hard. Their defensive coordinator is really smart. They run a bunch of different fronts that we don't see a lot of years, so that makes you change some stuff on offense. So when you talk about having consistency, it's difficult to do when you see different fronts. When you run out there and on the first drive they're in odd, second drive they're in okie, third drive they're in 4 down, and they're shifting all the time and they're bringing down the safety to fit in the box when they're in odd. They bring a lot of different stuff that it's unconventional and it's hard to stop. And not only do they run different fronts, they've got very good athletes and very good players. So they've got a big D line, they've got a good secondary. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a physical game, but as long as we're all on the same page and the right track, go out there and just do what we do and just build off last week.
So how hard is it to be? Can you imagine a 6'7", 355-pound guy trying to play guard? I mean, with the leverage you have to play with and all that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely tough. That's why I was impressed when he moved inside, because if you look at him too, his arms are 10 feet long, and so you play guard, everything happens so fast. But he works very hard in practice, so he was ready for it. He's a great kid. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. And then at the same time, he's so big, it's hard to get around him. And I think that's what they were looking for interior. So you throw him in there at left guard, and he would have some plays where he steps under himself a little bit or something. But it's just such a big dude. It's he gets hands on somebody and he'll go throw him and drive him in the ground. So he's a great addition at left guard or left tackle. And he's going to have a great career here. I'm excited to watch him.
Gavin Blanchard, someone that's been receiving plenty of praise. So just what have you continued to see from him?
Yeah, he's nasty. I love Gavin. He's a great kid. We're working on getting him straightened out. He's a freshman, so he's doing freshman things. But he's quick. He's twitchy. He's undersized, and he knows it. And so he plays really hard and he hits really hard. And Gavin Blanchard. He's probably not going to watch this, and I'll never tell him this, but I think he's going to be an incredible player. I think he's going to. I'm not going to boost his ego anymore, but I think he's going to have an incredible career here. I think he's going to develop for another year or two, and I think he's going to move to center. He plays a little bit of center and guard now, but I think he's going to be an incredible center here one day.
Something about the leaders on his team. Ryan Lippincombe being a fifth-year senior. I know he's a guy that's very lighthearted usually on the field. So how have you seen him kind of approach some of the downs of this and kind of where he's been at?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I can say about Ryan is that he's just going to go to work, and like I said, regardless of the situation, whether we're 3-5 or undefeated at this point, he's going to go run his ID meetings and he's going to watch 10 extra hours of film than everybody else, no matter how much we watch. And when you show up on Monday, he's probably already watched all of their games, if not half of them. He knows the IDs, he knows the defense that they're running, and he's ready to go. So Ryan does an incredible job, and he's probably one of the smartest players I've known. I know he's goofy and he's funny, and people probably don't think that when they look at him, but he's genuinely one of the smartest players I've ever played with. And when we get to our meetings on Monday night, he's already watched the film, and so we go out there and it's a later practice and we take the field, and nobody ever has questions. We're all on the same page, and he does a great job of running that.
Blake Miller's played all 49 games, started all 49 games in Clemson's played since he's arrived. He's on pace to play his 50th consecutive
Is that the record
this week? It'll be the record for a non-specialist. Yeah, the record for 49 by Dalton Free. How remarkable is that at the position he plays, and what are the things you appreciate about him?
Yeah, I could talk forever about Blake Miller. Blake Miller is my roommate. We've been roommates for a couple years. He's my best friend, and we do everything together. We just got breakfast this morning, and we always hang out. And Blake is the epitome of a dude who's just going to show up and work, and he's going to do the work every time, no matter how he feels or what's going on. I think to start 59 games is absolutely insane. People don't understand what it does to your body playing offensive line and what you feel like. And not only the soreness and the whatever you get from getting banged up, you might break a finger or jam something to work through that, but just you get broken bones and you break your shoulder or you tear ligaments in your ankle or whatever. I've seen Blake roll his ankle. I've seen him break his wrist, and he broke his wrist in spring ball, which spring ball is a very easy opportunity to say, okay, I broke something, I just need to rest up and get healthy for the season or whatever. I think he missed a practice and was so embarrassed that he just had the surgery and then went on spring break and came back and played the rest of the season with a giant club on his arm. And so Blake is a guy, and I'll tell all the scouts this too, when the scouts come around, if you're looking for a guy who can play 10 years at the next level and you never have to worry about what he's feeling or what he's going through, that dude is going to be the same every single day. He's as solid as a rock. I've never seen somebody more consistent. His football intelligence is up there with Ryan, if not surpasses it. Blake Miller, and what he's shown here in his career too, and you watch the tape, Blake Miller is a pro. Like that is one of the few guys that comes through here that has the potential as a freshman, develops their potential, and then is what they say they are. Like Blake Miller, I couldn't speak more highly of him. He's got an incredible family. He's an incredible guy, and now I'm going to miss playing with him. It's fun playing next to him.
Anybody else for Walker?
You guys saw Gideon get a lot more snaps at running back against Duke. And rushing yards, both top rushers averaged over 4 yards a carry, 4 touchdowns rushing. How have you guys progressed on the offensive line, just helping the guys up front rush better? And how have you guys kind of progressed with that to where it's at now in the season?
Yeah, well, I mean, the main thing that we can do is just listen to our coaching up front and just do our job. And it's so rewarding seeing those guys do that, because Adam Randall, when you talk about rushing, he's a guy who's going to get it done. Nobody ever worries about Adam or questions him. Like, if we call a play, if he gets stopped, it's because we missed somebody. It's not because he messed up. Like, Adam's going to hit it every single time. And Gideon is my dog. I love Gideon. Gideon's going to be an incredible player, one of the nicest dudes I've ever met, and I love messing with him too. And this last Saturday, we were on the field or something like that in the middle of the game, and I just went up to him and I was like, I'm gonna clear this before I say it. I'm not gonna say exactly what I said to him, but I went up to him and I was like, you get the ball. I was like, just put your head down and go for it. I was like, we'll do the rest. And he looked at me, he's like, I got you. And the next play, I look out, we throw a screen, he catches it and just goes and takes out 3 dudes and like lands over him. And I got up and I saw him get hit like sideways and hit right and left. And then I was like, oh man, I was like, he really did it. I was like, he listened to me. But then he just popped back up and he kept going. So I love Gideon. Gideon's gonna be a great player. He's got breakaway speed and he's got power too. So he's gonna be a heck of a player, man. I always support Gideon. I'm a huge Gideon fan.
You talk about mess with him? Is it just that type of stuff, or there are other things you do as well?
No, just in the locker room or anything. Like, Gideon's always a dude where, like, if I'm cutting through the bistro or something, I see Gideon or like the training or whatever. Like, I'll always go say what's up to him or see how he's doing, or just hanging out with him. He's a great dude.
I guess, why is he someone that you kind of came to do that with? Is it running off?
He just started doing it to me. Like, he got these guys don't know. It was my birthday like 2 weeks ago, and so they're like, "Oh, happy birthday, Parks," because we announce everybody's birthday. Every time it comes around, they're like, "How old are you?" I was like, 24. They're like, 24? He's still playing. And I think Gideon's like 18 or gonna turn 19 or something. So as an older guy, I try to say, like, when the young guys come in, I always try to say, like, what's up, like, how you doing, introduce myself and let them know that, like, I'm a player, not a coach. And so they recognize that and start working on the friendship. But I think he just came up to me and dapped me up one day. He was like, what's up, man? Just sat down and started talking to me, which is so rare for freshmen to do, especially to, like, an older guy. So we just immediately created a friendship, and that's just my guy. I love hanging out with him. He's a great dude. I love blocking for him. And like I said, I'll always be a Gideon fan.
All right. Thank you, Walker.
Good. Thank you all.